When I first came back to the farm, I was all keen to have everything fenced off and looking beautiful, and my father sort of sat back and probably had a bit of a chuckle because, you know, I spent way too much money on stuff and it's just not sustainable to keep going. And he let me make those mistakes, and then I started to shift the ledger a bit to go with initiatives that you know, bolstered both the economics and the environmental sides of the farm.
8 years ago I would have ring fenced that bush and probably been quite close to the trees, but now I'd take a more holistic approach to that whole paddock, and I'd probably do a fence from, you can see that angle following the contour of that really steep stuff, going up above the trees right around the top, and then creating a fence on this side of that waterway with a bench for full stock exclusion. And the other key part to this plan will be water reticulation, but I need to get water down to this area and then fencing off those trees. So I've instantly got two management units that I can manage with different classes of stock. This can handle my heavier cattle at times, and or maybe even I'll have single ewes with single lambs and twins up above, at which point we will be basically excluding all stock from this native bush. We'll have a couple of different land management units that we can develop in various ways. Some options might be forestry. Certainly for this bit it is pretty steep, but we can also look at other options like pole planting and just running sheep, and maybe lightly stocking the lighter cattle in there in the summer to retain grass quality.
So they're relatively small native remnants, but they sort of act as kind of like stepping stones. One of the stepping stones between, say, like Mount Mangatautari and maybe the Kaimai and Mamaku ranges and that sort of thing. The impetus to get on and do that project is a range of different factors. I guess one was me coming back to the farm with a bit of an environmental inclination. Another was ease of management of the farm, because having stock going into those areas can be a real time waster. Stock, you know, getting stuck and that sort of thing, and just helping with the whole overall flow of the farm. Yeah, I guess a general sense of probably personal satisfaction and pride, like when you're out in the farm and you see that patch sort of regenerating, and you know, after a few years it's quite exciting watching things come back, especially birds, which is great, and the young seedlings coming through. People that have helped along with that, you know, firstly my contact with Rien was really helpful with Waikato Regional Council through him, obviously through QE2, but people that had done it before, like Bill Garland, like getting in touch with them, and other people on my farm discussion group, you know, raising the point when we're doing our farm tours with each other, and how should I do this and how should I do that, and we made a lot of mistakes as to where we put our fences, and that became apparent. At least a few people who have come around since have learnt from our mistakes. Yeah, so it's a learning process, but it's awesome to be able to talk to people who have done it.